And welcome to Sports Talk on the Tuesday night edition. I'm Dr. Jerry Green. We're going to have a great time tonight. We have a lot to talk about March Madness and what's going on in the NBA as well. But also we have my man Big Don for Big Don Production. What's up, Don, in the studio?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
We got the legend Bruce. What's up, Bruce? How you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir. Doing great. Doing great. Everything.
All right. Every moment move with Kendall Tyson. What's up, Kendall?
Brother, what's happening, man?
All right, all the way in Florida, Jacksonville, my one and only brother, Henry Green. What's up, bro?
All right, bro. How are you? How's everybody this evening?
One of our legends, Anthony McLean. What's up, Anthony?
I'm good, man. Doing good.
All right, and one of the greatest pastors in the world from Basileia, Pastor Walter Teague. What's up, Pastor Teague?
God bless you. I'm doing well.
All right, and my man just celebrated his 5th anniversary. Power to Stand Outreach Ministries, one of the greatest bishops, Bishop Ernest E. Richard Jr. What's up, Bishop?
I don't know if you saved the best for last or I'm at the bottom of the pile, but hey, everybody.
All right, let me just make it special.
The best for last.
Closer, you the closer.
Yeah, make me feel good.
That's right.
All right, and this is going to be back on the radio tonight at 8 o'clock, and also Bob McCormick is going to be calling in very shortly. But I just want to show this flyer. They're having a fashion show that's going to be on Saturday, May the 3rd at 4 p.m. at the Dixville Community House, 197 Dixville Avenue. So you can call Gwen at 203-887-1209 or Sabrina 475-234-7905. And also one of our sponsors is Carol Gilliam. And we all work with Carol at Pratt Whitney Aircraft. So if you're not doing nothing on Saturday, May the 3rd at 4 p.m., stop by the Q House and enjoy a nice fashion show, the Pitts Chapel Women on the Move, for the 3rd annual fashion and dinner event. So that's going to be once again on Saturday, May the 3rd. Let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. Henry, start with you. Gene, you said the coach for UConn is 11-1 championship record out of 23 Final Four appearances, which makes him 12-11 in the Final Four. How will you guys rank just his Final Four record? Start with you, bro. Go ahead. It's your topic.
Well, he's one game over 500 in the finals. So it's he's been there more than anybody else, because this time he's going to be, this year is his 24th time. But my point was more of like, I look at it and say, okay, if you look at his Final Four record, he's been there a lot, but it's not great. He's 12-11.
Okay.
If you look at it, if he was a pitcher and you look at his pitching record, he said, well, or at just a team, so they were 12 wins, 11 losses. They'd be one game over 500.
All right, go ahead, Kendall. I want you to respond to Henry.
Yeah, but before that, what's that? What's that? His Final Four record or his finals?
His Final Four record, not his championship.
Finals record is 11-1.
The Final Four record shouldn't mean nothing.
That's right.
It's the final record that counts.
That will count.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Kendall.
Yeah, it should just be the finals record, 11-1. And how many times has he taken suspect teams to the Final Four? Losing to Mississippi State, losing to Obungawale, these last second calls. That's a tribute to him being probably, when it's all said and done, and even while it's going on, he's got to be one of the greatest college coaches, if not
I'm not
in the history of basketball.
Right now.
Period.
While he's all I'm just saying, when you look at his fun, because now you just said most of his teams, most of UConn teams, how many of them are really top-ranked teams? The majority of them, would you say 90%?
Yeah, but listen to this. Tennessee was the dominating team. No one was saying anything. UConn came along, and he put together a system. They thought it was the players. Come to find out, what's consistent is the coach. And when he had the super players, the Breonna Stewarts, Maya Moore's got 2, Diana Taurasi's got 3, Sue Bird, he did what he was supposed to do. And here's some other names. What's her name? Maria Conlon. She has 3. She's from Durban. How about the 2 other girls that played with Breonna Stewart? Just the names, they're just going over. His system has to work because he's consistently winning conference championships. It doesn't matter. There's no turnover with him. So, I say his finals record should all that matters. Well, he's 11-1 in the finals.
All right.
Riley,
You want to say something down there before I pass it to these guys? Go ahead, Don. On what Henry's talking about.
I was just going to talk about, I think he's the greatest because I was listening about Paige Becker, what he was saying and what she was saying. All year long, he said he was pushing her to shoot more, to take over, to have that control. He was saying that all year long. That's just great coaching. And now she's doing it. You know what I mean? She don't put the team on her back. He said he's been trying to get her to do that all year. And now she finally put him on her back and taking responsibility. And even she said it. She said, he's been after me to do it. And I'm doing it. I just see him as the greatest coach. UConn's a great team, but I see him as the greatest coach.
Scored more points in a 3-game period than any UConn player ever. How about these names? Diana Taurasi, more than her, more than Maya Moore, more than Stewart, with a suspect team, and a freshman center who's Allison Feaster's daughter. Allison Feaster from Harvard played in the WNBA, played with the LA Sparks. She's now a general manager, probably doing something in basketball. But she also, when she played for Harvard, they knocked off Stanford for the #1 position. And that little girl's only, 6'2"? That means something different, man.
All right, go ahead, Bishop. Talk about what you talk about. Gene, go ahead.
Let's do this. And Henry, respectfully, if you're looking at the Final Four, yeah, you're right. But for 40 years, Gino Auriemma has coached this team. Mm-hmm. And to be 12-11 and now in your 24th Final Four, and right now I think he's 12-11 or
right now,
yes, right now. The championship game should be the one that counts.
You said he 11-1.
But here it is. Only in the championship game, the only two teams have knocked him off in the championship game. Actually, only one team. That was
only one.
Notre Dame. Yeah, because everybody else got him in the Final Four. Notre Dame's the only team that can lay claim to blemishing their perfect finals record. But look at the teams he has faced, and he hasn't faced mediocre teams. He faced teams that got hot at the right time, and he's been blessed to only have maybe a small amount of injuries for all the players he's had. The Rebecca Lobos, the Carol Walters, the Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi's, the Maya Moores, the Swin Cashes, Jamel Elliott, who happens to be one of the coaches on the team right now for the first team to win a national title.
Don't leave her out.
You cannot. The list goes on and on. Gino Auriemma is the greatest women's college basketball coach of all time. He passed Pat Summitt 2 or 3 years ago and went up to 1,200 and something total wins.
Yeah, he got the
And
most wins.
you know, and he's fast approaching, if I'm not mistaken, John Wooden. He ain't too far off from him if he hasn't already passed him. So the main thing is this. To your question, I ain't worried about the Final Four. You make the Final Four, a new season begins, and it's called the Finals. You got.
Let me go, Larry. Then I go with Pastor and Anthony. Go ahead, Larry. On that.
I think he's the best college coach ever. You know, I've been watching for years, and it's like Connecticut's automatic. You know, they automatically go in the Final Four. And the thing about it is the past 4 years, they've been facing some injuries. Becca been hurt.
Yeah.
Almost the past 3 years. She been out. This is the first year she's been healthy, you know.
Yeah.
And like 2 years ago, they had, and it's not just one player, they had 2 or 3 out at the same time, you know, and they still make it to the Final Four, you know. So what he's doing there, he's working with when don't even got nothing, he still makes it. So everybody talking about the 12-11 record. Sometimes he shouldn't even made the Final Four, but with his coach, he gets it done.
Okay, that's a good point, Larry. Go ahead, Pastor. I'll go, Anthony.
Yeah, I agree with everybody else. I don't think his Final Four record don't matter. It's the championships. You know, and he put Pat Summitt in Tennessee. They were dominant, you know, before until UConn came. But the thing was happening now in women's basketball. That's why I never really followed women's basketball, because it wasn't an even playing field. You only had 1 or 2 teams. Now it's kind of caught up. It's almost like it was with the Yankees and Red Sox. Now the girls, instead of every great player wanting to go to UConn, they're kind of spreading the wealth around. That's what's made it interesting. Before, it was a no-brainer. They got there and they were going to win. So that's kind of what the interest. But yeah, he's a great coach. I don't think his Final Four record. His Final Four record shouldn't even come into conversation. It's the championship. Because if he had a great Final Four record and he was 1-12 in the finals, you would say he stink. So just flip it, you know. So,
give me your opinion, bro. What my brother's talking about. Go ahead, Anthony.
We talking about
the thing to me about Gino, they've won so many different ways. You know, you look at that first championship team that went 35-0. They were pretty much of a slow plot. They were pretty much of a slow plodding team with Carol Walters, Rosati, and Lobo. Then you had the Super
is the one that brought that team around.
Exactly. That's the thing. He's won.
Forget about.
He has 30. He's had 30 All-Americans. I mean, Christ's sakes, we could be here. We could do it. We could do an hour just on UConn basketball on the women's side. But the thing is, he's won different ways. He's won with up tempo. He's won with ball control. He's won with backcourts. He's won with a big front court. And that, I think that's the thing. And let's be honest, a lot of people here are spoiled in regards to UConn, because it's one of those things where if they don't make the Final Four, you know, they're ready to go into martial law down here if they don't. The thing is, he has sustained it. And see, also to go back to what Bishop said, remember what the state of women's basketball was when they won their first title. It was pretty much UConn, Tennessee, and the Three Stooges. Now you've seen Iowa. You've seen Iowa win. You've seen Notre Dame win. You've seen Purdue win. You've seen South Carolina win. I will say this. If Dawn Staley hangs out as long as Gino does, she's got a great shot at being his equal or possibly passing, depending on how the play is. But let's be honest, Gino has literally set the pace. And when put it this way, Jerry West 1-8 in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to say that he's below par? Look how long it took Dean Smith to win his, and the funny thing is, take it whatever you want to. It took 2 flukes: Freddie Brown's crazy pass, and Chris Webber's timeout. Sure. Those were his 2 titles. He might not have won any. if not for those two fluky things. But it's one of those things where if you hang out long enough, you're gonna win. But see, to me, it's a legacy thing more than anything else with Gino.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Before you go on, Jerry, one small thing everybody might want to be aware of, because everybody was under the impression that Gino was retiring after this season. He just signed a contract that takes him out to 28, 29.
Wow.
So he's gonna be here for
He's not going anywhere no time soon. No.
So just an FYI.
Yeah.
All right. Let me move on. I'm gonna start with you, Larry. The Final Four, man. What is your prediction? And I'm gonna go around. You guys, the Final Four. What do you think?
Everybody thinks Duke got the best team. It's rated Duke's supposed to be number 1, Florida number 2, Houston 3, and Auburn at the bottom. But Duke got a very good team, but I think Houston got the best defensive team, and I think they can do an upset. Because they are a complete team. They're full of veterans, and Duke got a lot of freshmen. And I think Houston can rattle them, and they got great shooters and great defense. I expect that to be one great game, and I expect Florida to absolutely beat Auburn. Because
who's your picks? That's going to make it to the finals. Give me your two teams that's going to win.
I got to say Florida's going.
All right, Florida.
And I'm going with Houston. I'm going with the underdog.
You're Houston. All right, go ahead, Pastor T. Give me your input on the Final Four and who you got going into the finals.
Well, I'm staying with my picks I had from the beginning. I have Florida and Duke. I think I had that. I have Florida win the whole thing, but to me, I'm rooting for Houston with Calvin Sampson right now, and my cousin played for Houston. So, but yeah, Florida. We watched with Bishop down there. That was a great comeback. The same kid that killed UConn down the stretch, pulled him out again. That Walter Clayton Jr. Man, he's a bad boy. He's a bad clutch player. But it's a lot of Duke has the best player.
But so you got Florida and Duke. What you got Duke winning the whole thing? You said?
No, I have Florida winning the whole thing.
The Florida, okay, winning the whole thing. Okay.
What about you? I'm saying with what I had. I have Florida.
Who you got, Bishop?
Well, let's look at it this way, and I share the sentiments of Pastor T. Pastor me, tell him I'm busy right now. I'll call him later.
Tell me.
I'm sticking. I love Houston. Watching Kelvin Sampson do his thing, and I've got really Houston and Florida in the final. And the only reason why I want to see Florida win is because the team that beats my team is the team I'm going to root for the whole thing. And since Florida took out UConn, I root for Florida. But reality check says Houston is going to come out of nowhere and just catch everybody by surprise. So I'm going to say ahead of time, and it's on your podcast, Jerry, congratulations, Kelvin Sampson, on your championship win. Now, if I'm wrong, I was just a bandwagon.
You got Houston, right?
Yeah. My mind says Florida, but my heart says Houston, so I'm going to follow my heart.
Go ahead, Anthony, and I'll go with my brother. Who you got?
I like Florida and Houston as well. I like Houston to win. It's long overdue with Kelvin Sampson. He's been a great coach wherever he's been, whether it's Oklahoma or what have you. I just think that I think that they can outlast Duke. I think they're just a better overall team more than anything else. Florida's tough. Florida is really, 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 really tough. You have to give them their due. But I don't know, there's some about Houston winning it this year.
Henry, who you got, bro?
Gainesville's gonna be having a parade. They're gonna
Lord. They're gonna be drinking that Gatorade, huh?
Yeah, so I'm going with Florida, but Florida and Duke in the championship.
Florida and Duke, okay.
Tight game, but Florida's gonna win.
All right, Bruce, who you got, brother?
And what kind of parade Florida gonna have? They're getting a new governor. Come on, man. Duke gonna win it all.
You got Duke winning it all, Bruce?
Duke gonna win it all.
All right, Duke gonna win it all. Bruce got Duke. All right, Donna, who you got, man?
I'm going with Duke too, man. They got the #1 player in the country.
They do.
Good, man. Yeah, he's good.
Duke in Florida, and I'm going with that boy turning it out. This will be his opportunity. So I'm going with Duke.
Kendall, who you got, bro? Duke too?
I'm staying with the brothers in the studio. We on the inside, y'all guys on the outside.
Hold
We're
on,
going
Bob.
Duke over Auburn for the ratings. Cooper Flag versus Boone to see who is the best player of the year. Period. The #1 and 2 players of the year will meet in the finals, and that will be some good television. And Cooper Flag has got a decision to make. Does he go to the NBA or does he hang another year?
He's gone.
He's going. He's going.
He's got to go.
Hey, is he hurt?
When you look at the NBA draft for this year, the NBA draft is not necessarily thin, but not its fullness that we normally used to see. Okay, and Cooper Flag is head and shoulders above everybody at the moment. So yeah, he going.
Yeah, but do he want to play for Washington? That's the thing. But Kendall is
Go ahead, let go, Pastor. Go ahead.
I'm asking Kendall, is the player for Auburn, is he hurt? He was playing with one arm in the final game.
Is he? I didn't hear it. What did he say?
Yeah, he says the player for Auburn is still hurt because he injured his arm.
He hurt?
He played.
Yeah,
He still played. He still played.
On my Boone.
Yeah, but he played with one arm.
Yeah.
He played with one arm.
But he got a chance to heal now. You know, they're in there. You know.
Hey, he was doing this. He was swiping at the ball like this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Don, you got Bob McCormick on the line?
Yes. Okay, Bob. You go.
All right, thank you, Donald. All set and all fired up for this sports report.
Come on, make it fast.
As the UConn missed by 14 last night, and now will take on UCLA in their 24th Women's Final Four on Friday night in Tampa, Florida. The early game is Texas and South Carolina. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
I had actually picked the UConn women to win it all this year in a bracket. I did a women's bracket, and I had predicted them to play South Carolina. So hopefully we'll see a rematch of an earlier game this season where UConn takes a step out of Gamecock. The winner will play on Sunday. The winners will play on Sunday. The men's Final Four, I heard you guys all talking about it, are all 1 seeds for the first time in a while. It's Florida, Auburn, Duke, Houston. I actually picked Duke to win it all in one of the brackets. I forgot who I had them against. And that's on Saturday night, the men's Final Four in San Antonio. Now, today, UConn freshman Liam McNeely says he'll enter the NBA draft. However, Jalen Stewart will return to the Huskies for his season. St. John's R.J. Louise, he's declaring for the NBA draft and also entering the transfer portal.
What do you UConn, RJ?
Former Arizona he's committed to St. John's. Rick Pitino's son, now get this, Richard is leaving New Mexico and will be the head coach at Xavier. So we'll see and Richard go against each other next season. The Fall women's basketball coach Doug Bruno has stepped down after 39 years at the school. This after he missed this season with health issues. However, he will stay on in school as a special assistant to the VP for women's basketball. Kevin Willard will become Villanova men's basketball coach. He leaves Maryland. Hawks Trae Young has been named assistant general manager for Oklahoma men's basketball. He's also pledged to donate $1 million to the program. Notre Dame guard Olivia Miles will enter the transfer portal instead of the WNBA draft.
That was surprising.
Rutgers Dylan Harper declares for the NBA draft. Now on to the WNBA. The two-time MVP Breanna Stewart re-signs with the Liberty. She's age 30 and averaged nearly 22 points in her first 2 seasons with the team. The Chicago Sky have hired the head coach of a Nigerian women's national team. She'll become an assistant with the Sky. On to the pros. The Grizzlies have fired their head coach, Taylor Jenkins. Bucks' Damian Lillard has a blood clot in his calf. He's out indefinitely. There are 7 games tonight on the hard court. Among them are the 76ers and the Knicks. PG Tucker of New York has signed a 2-year deal with the team. Jalen Brunson hopes to return before the playoffs. He hasn't played in almost a month since suffering an ankle sprain. Former Knicks great Clyde Frazier, you remember him?
Yeah.
No.
At MSG tonight.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him before in my life. No.
Suns Kevin Durant will miss a week with an ankle sprain. The Pelican Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum will miss the remainder of the season with injuries. New Orleans now gets 21 and 54 on the year. 5 players ejected after a skirmish between the Pistons and the Wolves on Sunday night. And today the league dropped some suspensions on them. 3 from Detroit and 2 from Minnesota have been suspended. Piston center Isaiah Stewart got a 2-game ban. His teammates Sasser and Holland got 1 game. T-Wolves DiVincenzo and Not Reed also were hit with a 1-game ban. They'll serve it tonight. On to football. I don't know if you guys saw this, the video of the gunman who broke into former Seahawk Richard Sherman's home with his family inside.
Yeah, I just saw it.
The break-in occurred on Sherman's 37th birthday. Thank God no one was hurt. Cowboys, now get this, expect to make pass rusher Mekhi Parsons the highest paid non-QB after remaining that. Expect him to be voluntary workouts next week. Bills cornerback Chris Benford agrees to a 4-year, $76 million extension. This came on after I left last week. Quarterback Russell Wilson signed a 1-year deal with the Giants. He could earn up to $21 million with incentives. The Patriots signed wide receiver Stephon Diggs, 3 years, $69 million. On the ice in the NHL tonight, Capitals, the Lightning Islanders in New York. Last night, the Devils won. Getting late word that Buzz Williams is leaving Texas A&M. He's now going to become the new men's head basketball coach at Maryland. The Mets and Yankees are in action tonight. And Donald, I just wanted to finish with this. There was a funeral held this weekend at the Floyd Little Athletic Center. A nice guy passed away after battling cancer. Mike Fox. He had played for Clemson, and he also was
Coach Fox. Yeah.
And he coached the Pee Wee Steelers. Nice guy, Mike Fox, passing away at the age of 57.
Yeah, condolences to the family.
Got for you tonight.
Yeah. So, Bob, you done? How much more you got, Bob?
That's it.
What's
Are
going
you
on?
done? All right. This is Sports Talk on the WJRG Television Network, and we're going to be talking more about college, and also we have who's going to be the MVP for the NBA coming up on Sports Talk.
I love that thing.
All right, and welcome back, everybody, to Sports Talk on this Tuesday night edition. We have a lot to talk about. I know I got a full crew. That's why, I got to keep Bob down a little, about 2 minutes. We got to keep him short. Okay, well, we're going to move on. My brother got another topic up here about the MVP. Who's going to be the MVP this year in the NBA? So I want you guys input on that, the MVP candidates. And I'm going to start with you, Bruce. Who you got? The Joker or SGA?
I like the Joker, man.
Ah, okay. Why?
SGA doing his thing, but man, that Joker tough, boy.
Who got the best record in the NBA though?
What that mean?
What that mean? He got the best record. That's what that mean.
Yeah, but
his team.
Is that the way they pick the MVP every year?
No, I'm not saying they do every year.
Then why does it matter now?
Okay. So you going with the Joker? Who you got, Don?
I'm going with SGA.
Why?
I think he works more harder than the Joker, man. He got a lot more on his shoulder, and he's trying to get that first title in there. So I think he's on it.
Ken, who you got, bro?
I think the league is going to give it to SGA. The Joker should be going for his 5th straight. Embiid impeded the progress of this incredible center who's averaging 29.3, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists for the MVP. He's deserving of the MVP. He is the best player in the NBA, but they're going to give it to SGA.
Right. All right, Henry, who you got, bro?
Kind of
Henry, who you got?
what Kendall said. To me, if you look at the stats, the Joker got better stats.
No.
Because he's averaging a triple double. He's averaging a triple double. So he's still the number 3 scorer in the NBA, and he won the MVP. But SAG is going to win it. But if you look at, they gave Westbrook won the MVP because why? He averaged a triple double. He is averaging a triple double.
Okay, that's a good point. So, but Bruce, that's a Bruce pick. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, and OKC definitely didn't have the best record when Westbrook won it.
Yeah.
Okay. But he had an outstanding year, though. He had an outstanding year. Breaking out the Rodgers record.
Yeah, but the big thing about Joker is, out of all things, he's a center.
I know.
Okay.
He's in the top 3 in assists.
As a center.
Okay.
And in the top 3 in rebounds.
But that's nothing new. That's nothing new about centers winning MVP. Kareem, centers won it. Western Cell, he won it. Willis Reed won it. So centers win MVPs. That's nothing new.
Yeah, but when they won it, none of them that you mentioned had stats like the Joker.
I agree. Bill Walton won it. I think Bill Russell won it. So all of them.
Look at their stats. You talk about who leading the league and wins. Look at the stats of the big man that won it.
Okay.
And tell me which one had better stats than
all right.
the Joker.
Let me go with Pastor Walt. Who you got, Pastor?
SGA, best player on the best team.
Best player on the best team. Wow, okay. Bishop, who you got?
I'm going SGA, and not because it says MVP. What does he contribute to his team? And I can respect the numbers for the Joker, no doubt about it. But SGA makes his whole team look better. When has Hartenstein looked as good as he has until he got to OKC? Come on, man. Come on. No, he played decent for the Knicks, but he's playing above the rim with OKC right now. And that's because SGA's got him involved in the game. So when you say MVP to me, you make your team look better. And I know we're all caught up on stats, but I'm sorry. When you can make your team better, to me, you should be the MVP. Joker's good, but I think SGA is just a little better.
Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead, bro.
It's the age-old argument. Who do you go with? The best player in the league, or you go with the best player for that season? There's an argument for both of them. If I had a vote, I would go with SGA because I don't think OKC has the best record in the league without him. Joker's having, and forgive me for saying this, I know it might be sacrilegious for some folks, he's having a Wilt Chamberlain type year. Wilt Chamberlain is the only center. I think he's the only center that led the league in assists and won an MVP. So what Joker is doing is very historic and it's very impactful. You can't take it away. If the league wanted to cop out, they probably could do co-MVPs. I don't know if they've never done co-MVPs. They've done co-rookies of the year. But put a gun to my head. I think I'd go with SGA for the MVP.
All right, who did I miss? Did I get everybody?
No, you didn't get me.
All right, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
SGA had a great year last year also. The fact that he should have been in contention last year and that Joker already had it 4 times, SGA should get it on pure fact of his play. And besides, his team got the best record. And I think he's the best leader of the bunch, because he makes his team move, okay? And I think when his team needs him, he comes through all the time. So I say SGA hands down.
I'm going with that. I like the Joker, Bruce, but I got to go with SGA for this one season, the way he's playing this year, because he really got his team playing. Go ahead, Bruce. You want to comment?
What Larry said. Now, you look at the team SGA on, not making none of them guys better. All them boys bad. They got the two Jalen Williams. They got the other Jalen. All them boys is tough. They just playing together. When you look at a guy that's a center that's averaging double figures in assists, he's the one that's making his team better because he's the one moving that ball around.
Okay. I mean, the Joker's tough. We're not taking that away from the Joker. The Joker's
He's having a great year. But, yeah.
SGA is what got that whole team moving. Without him, they would be nothing.
And without Joker, Denver would be nothing.
True.
That's true. Those are both true.
SGA
Those are both true.
He knew that when he averaged a triple double.
He's sitting up there and he can go this way with it.
No.
Bruce getting into it. Go ahead. That's good. All right, in the studio. You guys put my studio up now.
Like that, and nobody can stop the guy.
That's what makes him good.
But he don't have SGA is a little guy who's got to go in there among the trees. He got to get in there.
About 6'7".
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, no, listen. SGA has that killer instinct when he penetrates and he goes inside. If he gets in any kind of trouble, he has a way of distributing. Joker can see everything, looking like a tower. So
everybody just going
you can't take it from Joker, man. He's a great player.
I'm not taking anything from him.
I know, but hold on. We can't.
The MVP this year. That's all. I don't take
Go ahead,
anything from Joker.
Let Pastor Wall say something. Go ahead, Pastor. What you gonna say, Pastor?
Oh no, I'm saying you can't take away from what he's done. You know, Joker is a great player. I mean, but to me, I just said best player on the best team. I mean, if they were in first place, it'd be a no-brainer. It would probably be a unanimous decision. You know, if they was in first place and had the best record and he was having this type of year, it'd be a unanimous decision. But SGA is having a great year. Last year they were #1 seed as well. You know, so yeah, I think it's his year, and it wouldn't be if they gave it to the Joker, I don't think anyone would argue. You know what I mean?
That's right. Let me move on a little. I'll get to baseball. My brother got the Yankees up here. He got the Yankees are the first team in Major League Baseball history. They have the 1-6 hitters all hit home runs in the same game. And also they had a 3-game sweep of the Brewers and outscoring them 46-14. Do you guys think that the Yankees can reach the World Series again this year? Start with you, Bishop. Can the Yankees reach the World Series?
Listen, I'm not a hater, and anybody on here that's a Yankee fan. Let me finish this.
Hold on. What's it, Don?
Let's talk about the bat. Don't start that without talking about that new bat that the Yankees are using.
Well, listen, and I've had a chance to see a little bit, but here's what I'm saying.
Built a new bat, and the Yankees got it, and they're doing all this hitting. Some people even say the bat should be eliminated from the game.
Really?
A little edge on
I'm
everything.
getting to all that, but
okay.
What's the name of that bat, bro?
Torpedo
That torpedo bat. They even got a name for the bat. Torpedo bat.
But they cheating. You saying the Yankees are cheating now?
No, they ain't cheating. They're using what's legal. The bottom line is this.
But they got a
Let me get in here real quick, John.
Go ahead, John. Let Bishop. Go ahead, Bishop.
Let him talk.
No, let him talk. Go ahead, Bishop.
I'm letting him talk. He said, "Go ahead, Bishop. You ain't the bishop, Don. I'll be the bishop." No, let me stop. Anyway, truth of the matter is, with that new bat, Don already mentioned. I was going to mention it. The truth of the matter is, the Yankees won't be the only team to do that. I know that was a phenomenal feat with their first 6 hitters all hitting home runs in the same game. But the truth of the matter is, let's see what they do with this bat in the days to come. I mean, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan. Let's just establish that right now. I'm not a Yankee hater, but you're talking about them getting to the post. They're going to get to the postseason. The question is, can they get past the teams that have been knocking them out over the last 2 or 3 years?
All right, well, go ahead on the Yankees.
Let the Mets use that same bat, you know.
I'm aware of that, but they ain't found six batters that can hit a home run in the same game. They can't even find a pitcher that can get the ball over the plate and strike somebody out yet.
What's their record?
I forgot, but they're above 500, but not by much.
They're 2-2 right now.
All right, let me go past the wall. Go ahead, pass the wall on the Yankees. I don't know anything about this yet.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said, Jerry.
No, but go ahead about the Yankees. Comment on the.
I don't listen. I'm not a baseball fan, really. So
All
And
right.
I'm definitely not a Yankee fan. They pay all the money, so you know, yeah, I'm not, I didn't know anything about the bat either. So you can keep it in the studio. Them guys can fight about the bat.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony. I'll let Larry, Henry, and then Don can take it over on the bat. Give me your opinion on the Yankees. Anthony,
You
go
want me
ahead.
to go?
No, Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Wake me up in August. It's the first week of the baseball season. You got 100 and something games left. We've seen this just like Titanic. We've seen this movie before with the Yankees. It's all about, they've made it with Yankee fans. They've always made it about what you do in October. By the way, there are other players that are using the torpedo bats, but because it's the Yankees and everything else, it is whatever. Put it this way. I wonder if Major League Baseball would ban it if it wasn't one of the blue bloods. If this was like, say, the Blue Jays or say the Astros, God
Or the
forbid.
Mariners.
I think they would have banned it by now. But because it's the Yankees, all of a sudden everything's okay. But we'll see how this is again. Way too early.
All right, go ahead, Larry. Give me your
opinion
on the Yankees.
The Yankees started off great. They're 3-0. They use the torpedo bat. Everybody can use it. It's not just that they're the only ones doing it, but they started off really great, and it's just 3 games, and I mean they ain't did nothing. They start off so fast. Everybody's saying with just 6 guys hitting home runs, they said it was the bat, but that was just luck. You know what I'm saying? And they 3-0, 3 games. You can't say too much about that. That tells you nothing on the season.
All right, go ahead, Henry.
Well, Major League Baseball said the bat is legal. Right. So the bat is legal, and Aaron Judge doesn't even use the bat. Mm-hmm. So and it's available. All the players on the Yankees don't use it. There's certain ones, but Aaron Judge got 4 home runs, and he's not using the bat. So the bat's not helping him. But
okay.
You better use it when you get the playoffs.
But as far as the question is, if we think they can make the World Series, I'm going to say because it's still early, but Cole pitcher, he's out for the season. We got to see how the pitching goes.
All right, I'm gonna bring in the studio. I want Don to talk about that bat again.
Yeah,
go ahead, Don.
Well, when I was listening to it today, what they're saying about that bat is, even though it's in spec around the head there,
the sweet spot.
The sweet spot's a little bit bigger there to give them a little bit more of that plant when they hit it.
It's like a softball bat. It's like a softball bat.
Technically.
Yeah, it's like a softball bat.
Well, yeah. So that's what they use in saying that torpedo bat was giving the Yankees the edge, and that's all I'm saying. It made a little sense because I used to try to play baseball. I stunk at it. But I feel if I had a bigger head up there, I could have hit that ball.
All right, go ahead, Bruce. What you think about the bat with the Yankees?
Yeah, but what I didn't know was that it's not uniform in the major league for everybody to use the same bats. Aaron Judge, the only reason Aaron Judge don't use the torpedo bat because he has a special made bat for himself. See, so he didn't need the torpedo bat. He already had his special made bat.
Okay.
And every team bring their own bats, and I never knew that. I thought it had to be everybody use the same bats like the same baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I found out something different, man. So
that's right. They got different bats.
Go
ahead.
It was the first 3 pitches that they hit out. It wasn't just the first 3 batters.
Like Reggie Jackson, right?
The first pitch, the first batter got, he hit it out, and the second and third man did the same thing.
Then Reggie had the same kind of bat, Reggie Jackson.
The first 3 pitches, the guys got to be all hit a home run.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kendall.
Well, here's the deal. The one with the torpedo bat was the one who hit 3 home runs and a double and had 8 RBIs, batting .556. So, and everybody gets a chance to use it. So if everyone gets to use it and it's not illegal, and you got a guy sitting on the mound throwing 90 miles an hour or something like that, should do some spin on it, get a pass. Yeah, but to be perfectly honest, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, but the difference is they played 3 games.
Yeah.
They only did it in one game.
Yeah.
So the bat is so important. Why they didn't do it in all three games?
I just want to say this real quick.
I'm going on the
that he was on the Yankees last year. The guy that started for the Milwaukee Brewers. He was one of the Yankees starters last year.
Yeah, so, that's the coach.
That left-handed pitcher, whatever his name was.
And to be fair, Milwaukee's pitching staff. You ever seen that Bugs Bunny cartoon with? You ever see the Bugs Bunny cartoon with the Gas House Gorillas? It's pretty, it's pretty much like that for the Brewers now.
All right, listen. I know it's getting late, man. I want to show another thing. I want you guys. We know that this guy Walt Frazier celebrated his birthday. I think his 80th birthday. Yep. Bruce, you're a Knick man. How would you celebrate Walt Frazier, and where did you put him at in history among the elite guards in the NBA history? Walt Frazier.
He right up there with the best of them, bro.
Okay.
But don't forget, I don't want to come out of eras.
Okay.
I don't want to come out of eras when I say this. He was one of the best in his era. I put it like that.
Okay, well, is there any guard today that remind you of Walt Frazier that's playing? Any guard?
No, not really.
No? Luka, nobody, no? Okay.
No.
What about you, John? How do you remember Walt Frazier? I
agree with Bruce 100%. I just wish all of us would sit up here wearing real loud color to celebrate his birthday.
Oh my God.
Walt Frazier, the Clyde, New York Knicks.
Yes, sir.
Well, here's the deal. Walt Frazier, to me, still has the greatest Game 7 performance in NBA history. Michael Jordan never had a Game 7 performance. Willis Reed made 2 baskets, and that's it. I had like 37 points, maybe 17 assists, 6 steals, and just won the game playing below the rim. No 3-pointers.
And didn't get the MVP.
You get the Willis Reed, right?
Yeah,
but Willis had a better series, though. He had Will Chamberlain that year, too, now. Come on now.
In my era of growing up, watching basketball, he was the single best guard that I've seen just playing the game. And then they said, oh, my God, here comes Black Jesus. He's not going to be able to play with Earl the Pearl Monroe. And they went out with another championship, right? With their matching Rolls Royces. Right. Kidding me?
And that wasn't fair either. That wasn't fair to bring out Earl the Pearl. I mean, because the Bullets beat him the year before. The Bullets beat him. All right, then they go. That same with Kevin Durant. Then they went and got him. But let me go on to the Bishop. Walt Frazier, man, give me your remembrance of him.
Well, I've got a lot of memories. That Game 7, as Kendall had mentioned, but even in the trying times for those years for the Knicks, Walt Frazier has always kept his poise. He's a team player, and he tried to get his teammates involved in the game. Unlike nowadays, guards, they'll hoist the ball up in a split second. No, nothing wrong with it with the 3-point shot. Why not? Rest of your team standing there looking like statues. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot. Y'all go get the rebound. That seems to be the mentality today. But Walt, team player. Happy birthday, Walt. We pray that you be with us a little while longer. Keep wheeling and dealing in them loud colors.
All right, guys, give me your opinion on Walt Frazier.
Yeah, man, he's greatest of all time, one of the greatest of all time, man. Like Bruce said, keep it in the era. He was the best of that time. And myself growing up, we used to you didn't have all those TV stations, so I was always watching the Knicks too. It was on Channel 9, Walt Bellamy and all those guys. So, Walt Frazier was definitely, he was the man. And, he played tough defense, and he was a clutch player, made clutch shots, rebounded. He's probably one of the first, we got Oscar Robertson too, but he was one of the first, like, all-around big guards, because he was big for a guard.
He was 6'9".
That's what I'm saying. So he was definitely, one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he can still play in this era. They didn't have the 3, but I heard somebody say dominated below the rim. That was the thing. Below the rim. So yeah.
Let me ask Anthony a question. You remember the time Phil Chenier punched Walt Frazier at the Garden and Walt scored
I do.
Yes, I remember. Talk about that.
I do.
And you're
Yes,
a
I
Knicks
do.
fan. Okay, go ahead.
The thing about Frazier, and I got to do this with style. The thing about Walt, I mean, he was a basketball player, he was a trendsetter, and all that. You know,
Yeah.
remember, if I remember correctly, he was the first athlete that had his own endorsed shoe. Remember the Puma?
That's right.
Remember he had the Pumas
Who
that were
did?
in Nick colors. I begged my mom to get one of those Pumas, but I wasn't able to. But I'll put it this way: I will always argue that him and Earl best guard combination in the history of
Man.
the NBA, and I say that with my bias. But the thing is, and here's the funny thing: Walt always said the hardest player for him to guard was Earl. So
Yeah,
so literally when Earl came over, it was like I can play the rest of my career now. I'm good. I'm good. But
All right, let me go with-
the great thing is there's a generation knows him as a player, and of course there's a great generation knows him as a broadcaster. But yeah, we all love Clyde. You
Let me
can't
go.
not love him.
I go with my brother Henry. Larry, talk about Walt Frazier in your opinion.
Walt Frazier was one of the greatest of his time. Him and Oscar Robertson. He set the pace. Just the way he played the game, people admired him. He was very classy. You know, he ain't do none of that other stuff. Boast himself up. You know, people just looked up to him. People want to imitate him. You know, and I would say he's one of the top 10 all-time guards ever.
Yes, he was.
Hey, I'll say Superfly got his style from Walt Frazier.
You might be right.
Come on, my brother Henry. Talk about Walt Frazier, man.
Well, yeah, Walt Frazier is one of the greatest guards of all time, and him and Earl the Pearl was one of the greatest backcourts. I just wish I tell you, if Patrick Ewing and Bernard King could have played with them two guys, they would have got them a championship.
Well, I'll tell you another good backcourt back then too. Now was JoJo White and Charlie Scott. Them boys,
absolutely, they was.
Right?
But see, Jerry, you know Knick fans ain't gonna say nothing nice about them green and white idiots. You know that.
Or the purple and gold, for that matter.
I was a bad boy, man. Charlie Scott was my boy.
Anthony, throw the purple and gold.
JoJo White was like a cuss word in my house, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, I didn't know it was like that, but I know they had those little rivalries. Okay, listen.
Oh yeah.
I know it's getting late. I know it's Bruce. Go ahead, Bruce.
I call Derek Jeter and Clyde the Derek Jeter of basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Man, and stayed out of the news.
Stay out of the news, okay? All right, listen, I know it's getting late. I'm not going to keep you guys all night. I got another one. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to have a little fun on this one. Who had the best career out of these three guys? Jason Kidd, Dwayne Wade, or Kevin Garnett? Henry, start with you. Who had the best career?
Wow.
That's a tough one.
No, I'm asking you who had the best career.
I know. I'm you know, because I had time to think about it. Dwayne Wade had the most championship rings out of them guys, but I would have to say. So you said career, you didn't say play. So
best career.
The best career. I'll have to say it would have to be. Oh man.
Yeah.
Career. I don't know.
Oh, wait, you better go.
I'll have to say.
You can't say
Jason Kidd, because I think in the assists he's like top 3, ain't he?
Something like that, yeah. All right,
I would say he have the best career of them guys, but I don't think them guys in the top 3.
All right, pass the wall. Let me go past the wall. Then who you got past the wall? Who had the best career?
That is a tough out of those three. I mean, Jason Kidd is behind Magic Johnson. Jason Kidd is my favorite point guard. But I think to me, I think Dwayne Wade had the best career.
Same here.
Got more rings.
That's a good one. All right,
I like Jason Kidd to be my favorite though.
Who you got, Bishop?
Well, listen, Pastor Walt said it. I have to go with Dwayne Wade, not just for the championships, but he had times and points where he's literally had to carry his team. And I love Jason. I love Jason. I promise you, I love him, especially when he played with the Nets. But I'm going to say Dwayne Wade.
You got Dwayne Wade. All right, who you got, Larry?
I gotta say Dwayne Wade. I loved him in college.
Yeah,
and I loved him when he was with the Heat. You know, when he took Shaq to a championship. You know, and he led the team.
You guys ain't talking about the big ticket. What about the big ticket? He went to Boston. Kevin Garnett. No, nobody giving him any love. Wow.
No, we giving him love, but
you got more people. You got more people out there. It's just us three.
Mhm.
He's trying to start some stuff.
You got the Wade. You got the who you got, Anthony? Did I get you ready?
I'm gonna go with Walt Frazier.
No, I'm talking about those three.
I know.
When you said it.
God, this is. I guess you got to go with Wade, not just because of the championships, but I just think I just think just overall, he was just a little bit better.
He was more flashy. He was more flashy. Yes.
Yeah.
He was flashy.
And see the one thing I will say about KG next, other than Kobe, you can make the argument that he's arguably one of the greatest players to come right out of high school.
Okay.
And again, that's a list that that includes Moses and so many others, but he has to be if you're doing like a top five, he has to be in there. LeBron as well. He has to be mentioned in that same breath.
Here we go, my brother. Did I get you ready? Right in the studio. Who you got, Kendall? Out of those three.
Contest. Okay. Here's the deal. All right, Dwayne Wade won a championship. I'm going to count just that one championship against championship without LeBron. When Shaquille, just regular trade, when Dwayne Wade came down, was unstoppable throughout the entire final. You knew he would get the ball. He got the ball with his two-tone sneakers, and he won all the way to the championship. When Jason Kidd won his championship, it was Dirk Nowitzki that carried him. And when Kevin Garnett won his championship, he was on one of those ready-made teams.
Ray Allen and Paul Pierce.
He had to get Paul Pierce. The truth is already there. Had to get Ray Allen and get his big three after LeBron set the standard. Dwayne Wade, that is no contest right there, period. Kevin Garnett shouldn't even be in that conversation. Tim Duncan played with Kevin Garnett.
Let's go down. I go Bruce. Down. Who you got out of those three?
Well, Dwayne Wade had the best career and the prettiest wife. That's all.
Okay. That one in there. Let's just throw that one in there, too.
Bruce. Who you got, Bruce?
She ain't even in the picture, man.
Yeah. She was in the top 15.
She's not even in the top 50.
Oh, man, Bruce, don't say that.
Who you got, Bruce? Bruce, who you got?
Go ahead.
I'll take Dwayne Wade, but with Jason Kidd, he was one of the best point guards.
Yeah, he was.
But Dwayne Wade was one of the best all around.
He wasn't better than Magic.
No.
Let's those three. Let's keep those three.
One of the best, Larry.
You can't say that, Larry.
A lot of people. Majority of his game was point guard. When Dwayne Wade, he did it all, man.
But a lot of people keep forgetting, Bruce, that Jason Kidd did go to 2 back-to-back finals against San Antonio. He lost to Tim Duncan, then he lost to the Lakers. So he took the mix. So
he was more known for being a point guard.
Right.
Wade was more known for being an all-around player.
Yep.
See, that's the difference.
Dwayne Wade, he had one good series. That was against Dallas. Besides that, he didn't do anything else. Right?
Wow.
Good series. No six. Gary Payton hit that big shot in game 3 because they was down 2-0. And Gary Payton hit the big shot in game 3. And they won in overtime. And then Dwayne Wade and them guys.
He would be looking at.
That's right.
Please,
Yeah,
man.
say that.
Because he didn't want to choke. He didn't want to choke in Miami, Dwayne Wade. That's why LeBron left and went back to Cleveland.
Jason Kidd was nothing until he ran into the best. What about that?
You guys don't get me started. Anyway, if this is my last, I got one more. Listen, Donald, I'll start with you. If LeBron James get a statue, I better get 2 of them, according to Derek Fisher. You agree with
get
that?
out of there. Sorry.
Really, Derek? Seriously?
Go ahead, Donald. Let Donald talk. Go ahead, Don.
One of the greatest players. No. Fisher don't even deserve a statue.
Well, he said that if LeBron get 1, he deserved 2.
No, he don't.
No statue nowhere. For nothing.
In his house, that's it.
Wouldn't even take him to New York to see the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, then why you hating on LeBron? Go ahead, Kendall.
No, but they got how long the line is in LA for statue before it get to Derek Fisher?
Absolutely, yeah.
Then why you hating on LeBron then? Why you hating on LeBron?
Derek Fisher doesn't get one. Sorry. If we'll give Rick Fox one too. I think he's on that 3P team.
Right.
How about Robert Ory? He's on that 3P team also.
Right.
You know
Fisher shouldn't even put his name in there.
They were better than he was.
Yeah.
Pastor Ball is a Laker man. Pastor, Derek Fisher, do you agree with Derek Fisher on that? LeBron shouldn't get a stat. What he's saying, if LeBron get 1, I need 2. LeBron shouldn't even get 1. That's what he's saying, basically.
Well, because he's probably figuring that he's contributed more to the Laker legacy than LeBron has. LeBron is a relative newcomer as far as to LA sports. Derek Fisher, he's with Kobe, every step of the way as far as the team. But he don't deserve a statue. They probably should retire his number, but he don't deserve a statue. No.
What about LeBron?
He's saying he contributed more to the Laker legacy than LeBron has, and that's true.
That's true? Okay.
See what Don just
Yeah,
said?
absolutely.
Derek Fisher.
No, he don't deserve a statue.
The guy that left and went to OKC, I think, and he came back or went somewhere. I mean, no, he hit a couple of big shots.
He went to Spurs.
One against San Antonio, and he hit the shot against Orlando in the finals. Besides that, I mean,
Jerry, you got a great argument, but you can lay the Derek Fisher story like carpet. Just put it down there and staple it. Derek Fisher was a great role player. That's the way I see him. He didn't lead the team. He wasn't the guide of the team. He wasn't the catalyst for the team. So the only statue I see him getting is if they carve something out, put a lamp on it, and put it in his living room. That's it.
Does he go to the Hall of Fame?
No.
No.
He's not even the best role.
Only if he gets his tickets now.
That's right.
Hey, what do you think about Derek Fisher, man? What do you say?
Hey, Derek Fisher did a lot for the Lakers. Okay, he should get a plaque. They should give him a plaque and put it on the
if
wall.
we were roasting marshmallows, Anthony just burned a couple of them just now.
Hold on. Go ahead, Larry.
He should get a plaque and they should put it on the wall. Say he was there, But he can't get no statue.
No, he don't get a statue.
Go
He
ahead.
didn't even measure himself with LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Henry. What do you think about Derek Fisher?
Well, Jeannie Buss, she likes to make money. So you look at the Lakers, you see how many jerseys LeBron sell every year.
Can't help him make no money.
Yeah.
So with LeBron winning the championship, breaking the record, a Kareem score record, he should have a trophy. That Derek Fisher shouldn't even be in that conversation. But I mean, so like if they give it to LeBron, it'd be because he might win another championship before he retires. But because he broke Kareem's record, Jeannie Bush probably give him one.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. I mean, Pastor Wall, I don't disagree with you about Derek Fisher, his legacy with the Lakers. But I think he was just on a good team with Shaq, Kobe, and he did his job. But I don't think they could put anybody over to do what he did, as far as I'm concerned. He was a good player.
He was a role player.
But if we're going to talk about LeBron,
he was just another look at. So to me, I go Derek Fisher and Byron Scott are the same player as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Byron is just as good.
There you go.
I wouldn't even put him with Byron Scott, to be honest.
Same player. Byron Scott would not score once he went from LA on the road. I could have went out there and scored as many points as Byron Scott. But once they was at home, he was good. So I put Derek Fisher hit more big shots than Jabari Scott did for the Lakers, but I'm just saying he wasn't a superstar, and neither one of them going to the Hall of Fame, but they contributed a lot to the Lakers. And Derek Fisher was Kobe Bryant's main boy. You know, they was, you know,
like that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kendall.
How about Bill Wennington? How about Luke Longley? They got 3 peats. Should they have statues outside?
No.
You got
They should have the same.
No,
They should have. They should have the same. They should have the same statue that Derek Fisher is not going to get. That's
exactly
what they
right.
should do.
The same one.
you know, Camilo got they be showing on
That's what Carmelo
Yeah. They should get. They should get a mini. Yeah, they should get a mini Melo
Get one
one.
of those.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of those.
his mouth shut then. Don't even bring up LeBron. If you that, you hate LeBron,
Yes.
Well, put it this way: in the words of that great basketball sage Will Smith, take LeBron out of your mouth, son. Please.
That's right. That's right. All right, this is one more. Go ahead, Bruce.
What about your boy Jamal Wilkes?
He was a bad boy, Silk.
Look. It's different with a championship team. It's different levels. It's you have your upper class guys, middle class guys, and whatever. Usually, the upper class guys are the ones that'll get the statue. Is there a Chuck Nevitt statue in L.A.?
Nope.
Is there a Greg Ballard statue in Washington? Is there a Hawthorne Wingo? Is there a Hawthorne Wingo statue in New York? I mean,
I got a question. James, we got a statue.
James Worthy should before all them guys. James Worthy should get a
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Why, Henry?
Because he played great for the Lakers. I'm saying ahead of Derek Fisher and Jamal Wilkes.
Worthy was better than Fisher.
I'm just saying.
If I am got a little, hey, Henry, the only problem I got with James Worthy, but it's not a problem. But he came on a team that was already a championship
But he
team.
played well though, man.
But listen,
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
Come on.
you won the championship and you got the #1 draft pick and you pick a James Worthy. That's like picking a Dr. J, okay, or Kevin Durant.
But he shouldn't be punished for that, though, Jerry.
He never
He shouldn't be punished for that.
So we want to do pass on Worthy?
You had the #1 pick. You pick a James Worthy.
Wait a second, I'm sorry, go ahead. One at a time.
If you was the GM and you had the #1 pick and James Worthy was available, you wouldn't have picked him.
You're gonna pick James Worthy. I'm not saying don't pick him. But I'm saying he's the guy that never had no struggle at all as #1 pick.
But don't. He shouldn't be punished. He shouldn't be punished for. He shouldn't be punished for that.
Good, Andy. Good, Donnie.
And went. He was picked.
Yeah, he
I got you.
holding it against him because he was picked, and he still had.
Now, and see, now, if he had just a mediocre career, then we'd beat him up for that too. So, I mean, come on now.
No, what I'm saying, I mean,
Give all those guys a Carmelo Anthony size statue and call it quits. Let's move on.
Give him a Piggly Wiggly, gift card or something.
He said Piggly Wiggly. When the last time you seen a Piggly Wiggly?
Henry, this is what I'm saying about when I said James Worthy. Michael Jordan went to the Bulls. He had to struggle his first 7 years.
Yeah.
James went to Cleveland. He had to struggle. Even Shaq went to Orlando. You know, I mean, most first round picks go to a stinky team, and they gotta pay the price. They gotta learn. Isaiah Thomas went to the Detroit Pistons. He had to fight, do the Celtics, do Philly. James Worthy, he had a cakewalk, as far as I'm concerned. He was a team with Magic, Kareem. He had no struggle whatsoever. Okay? None.
Oscar Robertson might have a beef with you with that, Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to just ask you this. Take Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
He got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
He
had no struggles.
Okay. Well, I can't speak.
So, but I'm just saying, so you can't beat him up for that. He went to a good team.
He went to a team that was ready to win already.
I'm not beating the guy up. I'm just saying the facts that he went on a team that was already in place and he just fit in. You're like a piece of the puzzle.
Will you give him his due? The beast thought he wouldn't fit in.
Patrick
If he
Mahomes,
stunk,
he didn't go to.
Hold on. I got two of y'all talking. Eddie, let Donald say. Go ahead, Donald.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
I'm saying, will you give him his due? Because if he stunk, he wouldn't have fit in there.
He was the number one draft pick, Don. All right, he better fit in. He wasn't number 15, the number one draft pick, the college of the year. Okay, that's the guy we're talking about. I'm not talking about number 15 pick, the number one pick, James Worthy, that just won a championship. Okay, beating Georgetown. That's not the same James Worthy. Okay, he right there.
That's not his fault.
I'm not saying his fault.
Not his fault.
I'm not saying his fault. I'm just saying a guy like him.
You hold it against him, though. You hold it against him.
That's why he got no statue.
He still ain't getting no statue.
All right, listen. Kendall, close it out tonight, brother. 7-10. I'm gonna keep you guys all night.
Close it out. I want to make a statement. Anthony,
Right.
class of 1980 or 1962. Will we agree that Walt Cry Frazier was the best Knick? Period. Number one. New York Knicks, I think so.
No,
Okay.
you ain't getting away with it.
Kendall, I'm a see. Look, Kendall, I'm a Willis guy. I love, the cap. To me, the captain was the guy. And again, this is no disrespect to Walt, but Willis was my guy. Willis was my guy. So that's all I'll stand there.
All right, because they beat up on you like they beat on me, but go ahead. No problem.
I'm going to throw Ewing in that mix too, even though he didn't win a championship, yet he was a huge contributor to the team for the years he was there.
All right, listen, before we close out, Kevin, let me make this one final announcement. Again, on Saturday, May the 3rd, this is being sponsored by our good friend Cal Gilliam at the Pitts Chapel Women's On the Move, the 3rd annual fashion show and dinner event. Tickets are $35. The location is the Dixville Q House, 197 Dixville Avenue in New Haven. Call Gwen at 203-887-1209 or Sabrina at 475-234-7905 and purchase your tickets. And Cal, is going to be a great event, and we thank you for being a part of Sports Talk. Go ahead, Brother Kendall.
Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you for joining us here on WJRG Sports Talk every Tuesday at 6 o'clock and Fridays at 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock as we all get together just to enjoy ourselves and to make sure that you enjoy yourself listening to a bunch of old guys talk about sports. Amen. Praise God. We have a bishop in Ernest. We have a pastor in Walter. We have a man from Maryland. We got a guy named Larry, a guy from Jacksonville, Florida. That's Henry. We've got a man named Mr. Anthony McLean, our leader, Jerry Green, WJRG, along with the legend Bruce and Big Don and Big Don Production. I'm Every Moment Moves and my grooves. Praise God. I just thank you just for joining us here on WJRG. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Any final comments before we go?
UConn girls.
UConn girls gonna win it.
If they win this thing, Paige Beckham is going to be so big, it's going to be crazy.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about Caitlin who? I said Caitlin who? No, they ain't going to be that big. They ain't going to be that big.
That's going to be that big.
That big. That's
She's going to be averaging about 30 points a game. They're going to really want her there.
Yeah, but you know what? If they do win it, the thing is, she still ain't on the same level as Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry.
What you mean? Yeah,
no,
guaranteed.
No. Listen, it might be guaranteed, but you know what? I've seen some pretty weird things happening. Dawn Stanley got a few tricks up his sleeve.
Dawn Stanley's a great coach, man. Don't underestimate her.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
We're going to pick it up again Friday night. Hope you guys are available. So Friday night, let's do our thing again. All right, everybody.
Y'all have a great evening.
All right, good night.
It's thundering like crazy here. I'm getting ready.
In Florida, yeah. All right.
Here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, we had it last night.
Storm we had last night. So enjoy.
Yeah, we had one last night too. All right, you guys have a blessed night. We'll see everybody Friday night. God bless. All right.
All right. Gentlemen.